So there was a few things that I didn't really touch bases with you guys on that I did want to share while I'm still awake. And I made a little list here, so I'll look down at my phone. First of all, my stats. I'm 5'2". I currently weigh 125 pounds. And with that, I got 400 cc's saline. I got saline. I went in originally to my consultations, both of them that I went to, and I did want to get the gummy bear implants. I changed my mind because after speaking with my surgeon, there was a few reasons why we decided saline was better. Mostly I went with her professional opinion, which I respect and I trust her very much, obviously, which is why I chose her. Um, but a couple of the reasons being, if saline leaks inside of your body, it is just salt water, sterile salt water. So your body just absorbs it. And there's less health risks for me. She just kind of, once I told her I already have a child and stuff, kind of told her a little bit about my life and my day-to-day activity. And she just kind of said, like, why make things more complicated? When you get the gummy bear or any type of silicone implant, you do have to get, like, MRIs and x-rays and things like that. So often you also have to regularly check your breasts. And not that these aren't things you should be doing anyways, but it does just add one more stress to your life, I hope, if that makes sense. The result is, for me personally, saline just seemed like a better option. So actually, because I went in telling her, well, doesn't saline have a higher chance of rupture? Doesn't it have a higher chance of rippling? And she kind of put all my thoughts and put them at ease, basically. So I trusted her opinion on that. I got my incision underneath the breast. So the reason for that being is because, like, who's ever going to be looking underneath your breast? Also, no matter what, I wanted to make sure that everything about this would give me the lowest risk for not being able to breastfeed any future children. Because I obviously already have one child and I did breastfeed him. So I would like to be able to do that again. And they say if you go through the nipple, you can it affects your milk ducts and things like that. So yeah, enough said. And then, of course, I already said I got saline. And I did get my implant underneath the muscle because, of course, it looks more natural that way, and so on. A few things that I took notes on that I wouldn't have rather known and I didn't really find on other people's YouTube channels, because trust me, I watched so many YouTube channels, like all of them. Any YouTube boob vlog I can find, I watched all of them. One of the things that I had a hard time finding, and I ended up just asking my surgeon, was what to do about supplements. They do tell you 2 weeks, like at least 2 weeks before, like no drinking alcohol, no doing this, no doing that. But I wasn't sure about supplements, so I asked my surgeon. I did have to stop taking supplements 2 weeks out from my surgery. I mean, that includes fish oils, pre-workouts, aminos, especially because my aminos had aminos with energy. So they had a green tea extract, which thins out your blood, and so you don't want anything like that. I also get migraines and stuff, so I was told no migraine medicine, no ibuprofen. You can only take Tylenol, which I didn't even want to take anyways. The only supplement that I was allowed to keep taking was whey protein. I asked her and she said, protein's so good for you. Protein is good for your body to heal and things like that. So I kept doing that. I wasn't instructed to stop working my chest out at all before surgery. But she did kind of mention that at my consultation and my pre-op that because my pec muscles were a little more developed, my implant might, basically when you put the implant underneath your muscle's going to be trying to fight it off more because it's just a little bit stronger and it's not going to want to like fold around the implant. It's going to be wanting to push it out. So it can give her a little bit of trouble. So 2 weeks out, I stopped all bench press, really any chest movements in the gym at all, just to hopefully at least a little bit soften up my chest muscle, which I don't think it really did, but I at least made the attempt. Surgery does take 1 to 2 hours. For me, I was out in an hour. My surgery was at 9:15 and I was out by 10:15. I personally only took 4 days off from work. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I go back to work on Sunday, which is day 5. So there's surgery day, and then I have 3 days to relax and heal, and I'm back to work. My job is a desk job. I do some walking, but it's really easy. I also work alone on Sundays and only from 10 to 5. So if I need, I can close the office to take a little break. So I do have the convenience of that, so it shouldn't be too bad. Some people, I've heard them say, like, they couldn't even drive by day 5, but my surgeon seems to have a lot of faith in me. I think I'll be fine, so I'm not too worried about that at this point. She pretty much always puts my concerns at ease. My very first consultation was this last December 2015, which was only a few months ago. When I first went to him, it was by recommendation. I went in and, you know, he kind of didn't give me the time of day. He kind of, like, you know, took my shirt off. He looked at my boobs and he just was like, you know, you can only get saline. And I was like, why can I only get saline? I want silicone. And he told me that it was because of my age. I think you have to be over 21 to get silicone. And I was like, I'm 22. And he was like, oh, well then you're fine. So I don't know, I guess it kind of bothered me how much he didn't even give me the time of day or care about who I was. Maybe once I gave him that deposit or put the money down, then he would have cared. But he spent like a total of 5 minutes, if that, in the office with me. And then, like, his nurse pretty much was the nice one, and she asked me if I had any questions. So it wasn't bad, and I almost did book with him, but I didn't. And I'm really glad that things turned out that way, because that's when I found my current surgeon. And I just did a Yelp review as, like, best breast augmentation in the area that I live in. And the surgeon that I went to, their office is called Duet Plastic Surgery in Palo Alto, California. I'm so happy I found them because, you know, being a woman, it's just nice to have a surgeon that is also a woman. And she just has that motherly touch. So it was really nice for me to have her. She has 3 children of her own. And once we got to talking, she's just so down to earth, but so professional. When it was like 10:30. So she's just honestly truly amazing. She gives you her cell phone number like right after your consultation. She says, if you have any questions, let me know. You have my email, you have my cell phone. So just the level of care that you get from their office is surreal. So she's absolutely amazing. I loved her from the very first email she sent me, through the consultation, through my pre-op, my post-op, and even at surgery when I was getting put to sleep. She kind of just like rubs my leg, and it was almost like motherly figure. She was amazing. I can't say enough good things about her. I guess the last 2 things I would say about all of this is, I'm not really going to go into why I got a breast augmentation. My muscle just like spasmed. Some people don't understand this, but for as long as I can remember, I'm not even going to say an age, but for a very long time, I've wanted to get this done. For as long as I can remember, everyone in my family, my mom, my cousins, my aunt, my uncle, like, everyone has always known, as odd as that is, everyone has always known that this is something that I've wanted to do. I guess after I started getting older, the women in my family all actually have pretty large breasts. Everyone in my family has very large breasts. I mean, my mom has like the biggest boobs ever, and I always ask her, like, when am I gonna grow into that? And she's like, you know, maybe you won't get them till after you have kids. Well, I did have a child young. I was 18 when I had my son, and after that, I remember my boobs got pretty big when I breastfed. It's TMI. If you don't want to know this, don't watch. But after that, when I stopped breastfeeding, I remember I woke up one day and my boobs were smaller than they were before I ever had a child. I mean, they were just like empty and like flat and like no volume. It was just, if you have a child, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you just won't understand until you do one day. And that just sucked. I mean, not even any push-up bra could like fill out my chest. It just, I had no volume in the top. It was always empty. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. But I guess even after I had a child, it just added to the fact that I wanted to get a breast augmentation someday. And I waited until, you know, I did so many other things in mine and Alex, my son, in his life, just to make sure that we were financially stable and I'm old enough and I made my own decisions and I'm paying for everything on my own. So that's what I did, you know. I don't have any reason not to do it, and it's my life, so that's what I wanted, and I'm actually very happy that I finally did it. So any negative opinions about it? It is what it is. I'm human. They do hurt your feelings, but at the end of the day, like, this is what I wanted, so who really cares? What else? I guess the only other, like, advice I can say is, yesterday when I came home, my boobs did really, really hurt. So I would just say set your alarms around the clock. My surgeon had told me, so you're supposed to take your medication every 4 hours. Maybe set your alarms like every 3 hours and 50 minutes apart. That way you're staying ahead of the pain instead of letting it wear off in 4 hours and then you're chasing the pain, if that makes sense. So I mean, I was up in the middle of the night every 3 hours and 55 minutes, and I would have to wake up Jerome and say, hey, I need you to open this medicine bottle, because you can't, like, twist the caps and open them yourself. And God forbid, I can't just leave it open, because if Alex comes in here, he already asked me, Mommy, is that candy? And I was like, no, this is not candy. You cannot touch it. You know, I'd have to take you to the hospital just so he really understands. And he goes, but Mommy, they look like small little donuts. I was like, they're not small little donuts. And so that's pretty much it. Other than that, drink tons of water. My mouth, even as I'm talking right now, is super dry. But as I mentioned, my doctor actually said don't drink water. Drink coffee or juice or lemon water. But when you drink water, which is what I had all day yesterday, like tons of water, I woke up and my hands were super swollen. My stomach is like swollen. It's just puffy and you retain all that water. So that's it. You know, I feel pretty good sitting here talking to you guys. So I'm happy about that. I'm just trying to give my body the rest that it needs. And that's pretty much it for now. I guess that's it. I just wanted to fill you guys in. I hadn't really went over all of this before I got the surgery. I wasn't sure what I was going to share, how I was going to share this. So there it is. Whatever. It's out there. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. It's your body. You're just enhancing something that you already had. I mean, it's a breast augmentation. Someone told me, I thought when you get your boobs done, you get like a whole new boob. And I was like, no, you just get something to enhance the breast that you already have. So that's it. In my opinion, it's not a big deal. It's definitely not a big deal unless you make it one. And I mean, there's no reason to make it a big deal. So, that's it. I mean, the only reason I'm sharing this, I'm not saying like gung-ho, like get a breast augmentation. No, it's a personal decision. And if you want to do it, then if you're in the right place in life and no one can tell you what that is except for yourself and maybe your loved ones or someone you trust, then do it. But, you know, everyone will always have their own opinions. Some people are against elective surgery. To me, it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna get some rest now. I think my boyfriend's tired of taking care of me. Just kidding, he's been great. I kind of stole everyone's pillows. You can see I have Alex's pillow, Snoopy right here behind me, and then I have like Jerome's 2 pillows and my 2 pillows and a blanket. And so like last night, poor Jerome slept without a pillow. I feel bad, but he'll be okay. That's it.